this right there.
I know. All right, we're live.
Looks like trash.
You mind if I get a beer?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm just need the cozy from that one. That's my old one. What is it?
It's in the kitchen.
Okay. What up, you guys?
What?
It's I'll plug it right now.
Hi, everyone out in there in YouTube land. We're getting ready to shoot a podcast, so just hang out with us for a little bit while we get situated.
Hello, YouTubes.
Oh, wait, never mind. That's for the next show sheet, right?
What?
The stuff that happened with Star Wars Theory?
Yeah, that's an extra sheet.
Yeah, this one is way too small.
For yours? That's because your body is too big and your suit is too bulky, like this tunic and stuff.
Does he turn?
Your build isn't the ideal build for that helmet. You need a smaller body.
That body, though, is beefy as fuck, though.
That's why I like it.
I like it. I mean, you don't have to be.
If you're gonna be roasting the cow helmet, then I don't have to tell you.
I bought it. It's mine.
That's fine.
No, where's mine?
I actually don't know. No, I'm just gonna answer with this one. All right.
About to fucking crack some skulls. I mean, effing.
Yeah, don't fucking.
I think it's a little bit too far on our side.
No, that's fine. I don't really need to be in the video.
How's that?
Let's see how we get these comments going.
Ooh, look at that forearm flex, bro.
You're an idiot.
Here we go. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and plug it. Big times. Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah, don't pay too much attention to that.
I'm not gonna.
What is
We haven't started yet, so. All right, so you want me to screen cap this and send it to everyone? That's all.
Copy and paste it and then text it to me because I need to reorder it. So we're finishing up the show sheet right now. We'll get started here in a bit. For the 0 people that are tuning in right now.
It's a spontaneous podcast.
What the fuck?
So the dome should sit. Oh, I can't even achieve that anyway.
So I think the reason why you don't like it is because you're used to that one. The Kyoto took me a while to get used to.
No, I really like your Kyoto. It's fantastic.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm just gonna put on this body.
Don't do it.
All right, I'm gonna send it to you.
again.
I'm not Manny. I know how it goes.
There you go.
Watch it. You would have dropped it, I would have died. It's the exact same, so I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like,
It just looks a little small.
even mine?
She's never said that before.
Wait, you texted it to me or you messaged it to me?
I said it on the collecting weekly.
I should have sent it to me. Oh, my bad.
You know?
It's also because your shoulder armor is too big. That's why you're getting the Hot Toys one.
Dude.
Trust me, once we get that other stuff, it's going to slim your figure down a little bit. I would have died if I would. Okay, so let's reorder the show sheet.
He's beefy, man. I like that beefiness.
Yeah, I want to stand him next to each other.
Wait, why do we have... Oh, Vader updates.
Yeah, I didn't do a good job on that.
Yeah.
That's your expertise.
Yeah, you gotta be detailed, man. I know there's a lot of dead air right now. You guys want to talk or whatever? I'm just going to finish it.
I don't want to talk.
Jesse, pull up the DCU article, please, so that you can quote it when we need the quote.
Where'd you see that on?
Just type in end of DCU on the internet.
on the intertubes.
Okay. let's-
Also, it doesn't even have flesh in the back.
It does. It's just not painted. I told you it's a rough. Look, if you don't want it, you could leave yours and I can paint it, but it's not gonna be ready today. That's what I gotta say about that.
Well, this one's not gonna be ready today either.
It doesn't take that long to paint flesh. It's 2 colors. The people of YouTube are like, man, Dean is a dick to Zach.
You're the only one that thinks I'm a dick to you.
Millions of people. Oh, let's talk about getting recognized.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was fun.
Celebrities. I mean, it was the guy who you interviewed, right?
No,
Really?
that was Bill.
It was Bill, man.
The owner.
Yeah.
Was his Porsche out front?
I
No.
don't think so. I didn't see it. I don't know if he has that anymore.
What car does he drive? He drives the.
Well,
I don't wanna
people
say
watching,
it.
Jesse? Is anyone live tuning in?
I think it says one person.
That's you.
Oh, then no. No, that isn't.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot this to you 3 in a chat.
Oh man, that cosplay is dope.
Let's see. Dean.
Hey guys, we're live on YouTube. Go ahead and check it out. YouTube Collecting Weekly. Ooh, got it.
We're just finishing up the show sheet.
Go ahead and look it up.
All right, I'm gonna text you all the show sheet. And
Okay, is the dome too far forward?
yes, way too far forward. You have to shift it back, like that. There you go. There you go. You see? Still too far forward. It has to do this. Like you have to hold the head down like that. You gotta come up from there, and then start to angle it. Like just take a look at my profile. Because the thing is, like, you're not gonna be able to get it using one piece of that stuff. You need to put one on the forehead, the top, and the back, and then those 3 create like a cushion. You know what I mean?
What do I
Because
do?
right now you're just supporting it from the top, so the front and the back are loose. Okay, you guys ready? Maybe about 5 more minutes to get started. Just take a look at the show sheet.
Where is it? Where? That was a good ass steak though, guys.
So for those that aren't in the know, Sydney Dean ditched us. He said he's gonna have lunch, even though he said, and I quote, "having lunch with my friends," even though we
Friends,
invited him.
Yeah.
Even though we invited him as friends of his to join us for wings.
I thought we were his friends, you know?
And he said, I'm getting lunch, right? This is at 11. And he said, I'll be over there afterwards, which I guess technically he didn't lie, but it's like 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I left my house at 4.
Who gets lunch at 4? That's dinner. That's supper.
I woke up at 2.
You fucking liar. You did not wake up at 2.
You called me at 11. I went back to sleep.
Oh, well, that explains a lot. That explains a lot.
That's a productive day.
Let's see if Damien wants to.
Oh no.
What?
I broke it.
The tusks? You can glue it back on.
Ramsey?
I was trying to get the right.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, when Dean said, I am not Manny. Ooh, that looks pretty good, though.
Right? I
It's
did
a
like
little too forward.
I did a mohawk of the things.
You also got to push the,
Can you salvage that?
you got to, because it's starting to peer over the front.
Mm-hmm.
You got to push that stuff up here.
Okay.
But dude, yeah, that's pretty good. Let me get the super glue.
Can you, oh, you can fix it? Is it right there? Little tusk.
Yeah. That movie, I can fix it. Why?
I can fix it. I can fix it. No, isn't that?
It's the potato movie, I think. Or the hole.
Holes?
Who?
With Shonda Buck? In Zero? I don't know that kid's name. Zero?
Oh, I was thinking Parks and Rec, where she's like, I can fix it. Everything I do revolves around Parks and Rec. Because
Haven't seen it. What's this?
and this one is Hot Toys, you said?
Yeah. Hold it. The super glue's gonna keep coming out, so just hold it up, right?
What do I do?
Just let it go.
You're just like. You go like this, and you just do one of these.
Kind of broken in that spot.
So they have those like metal bits.
No, I don't make those anymore. I don't like them. Hold this. They're too bulky. They're not in scale.
Is anyone watching?
I think so.
Not it.
That was this incredibly gripping YouTube content.
Yeah.
Collecting Weekly episode 23, Dean breaks his Vader live.
Cool.
Just let it set. It'll be drying a little bit. All right. Let's do a mic check. Mic check.
Mike, are you there?
Mike?
Mic check.
Mike, are you there?
Mike. You talk a lot louder than you normally do. Let's see.
It's weird to see yourself like move 3 seconds after you. Oh, wow, that's weird. It's not moving.
Alright, no one's in the chat, so.
Nothing.
Alright. Does everyone have the show sheet?
Oh, I forgot it.
Mic check. Mic check.
Mic check.
Okay, you guys ready?
And I'm Manny.
All I gotta say is, Dean, you were roasting Jesse for saying, and I'm Jesse. And you did it too.
I didn't say
that Manny?
That was Manny. That wasn't me. I was even like, what are you guys talking about?
I didn't get it. And then earlier we were doing the intros, and then
You fucked it up twice.
yeah, because he was like,
He just said nothing, he said Jesse.
I was like,
I'm like, motherfucker, what?
well, because on the show sheet, that's how it says. It just says your name. So I was like, I don't know. I'm just gonna stick to what I've been saying.
Alright, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Let me put the headphones in. Oh, no, it's a table.
What kid was that? Stocky?
Rogue One. The only thing stock on here is the
Wait, that's not a Rogue One. The figure?
the cape,
Oh, yeah.
the
Chest
codpiece, the belt, the chest box.
Right.
gloves, and the boots,
Wow.
and the body.
I like the body. I like the oversized, but
Me too.
I don't know. I mean,
Like,
it definitely doesn't look like this one, but then again, it's like,
Wait, stop sliding them because we're trying to put them over there.
I know, but even with the taller base, my Vader's still taller.
Yeah, that's because your Vader is like an 8 foot.
I know. I like it. That's what I'm saying.
It's not for me.
Which one's better?
I wouldn't say which one's better, but
I would.
I like them because I'm like that. I like beefy, like crazy fucking.
It's
big-
Vader, dude. Like,
But then again, like you see this one and you're like, oh yeah, I get this is Vader. Like his posing.
I can't wait to get the fucking cape, dude. It's gonna
And the
be
shoulder armor.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I got a fucking grail yesterday.
We'll talk about it on the podcast.
You want to talk about this week or on Tuesday?
Sorry, this week? Let's just talk about it. I mean, we have a short show, so just talk about it now.
Yeah.
So the
We'll
first
pick
thing
up something new. I'm
will
sure.
be,
Put it facing that way, no? So you can see it.
Both Vaders?
yes. Yes, both Vaders. There you go. Are you guys ready?
It's like a
Let's do one more,
drop
let's do one more mic check and then we can get started. Mic check, mic check.
Mike?
Mikey.
I hate y'all so much.
Mic check, mic check. Mike. Mikey.
Sounds
Alright.
good.
Cool, we're good.
Look at this garbage saber. You wouldn't let me have the Hot Toys one.
Was it that one?
Didn't want to betray the friend's trust. I want the Hot Toys one back, honestly, because now I'm using it. Now I have to use the slideshow one.
Yeah, I was like tearing apart that sideshow paint job, man. This is way better.
You guys
No,
ready?
that's Sideshow.
Well, that one's way different than this
Alright,
one.
you guys ready?
Is it?
Yeah, dude.
Focus.
Sorry. I guess we'll talk about it in the show.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the way.
Yeah, this one's mine.
Are you guys ready?
Yes! What's the left hand, dude?
Wait, why'd you take it off?
I want to show.
Oh my god, I hate you guys so much.
He's such a butt, dude. He can't just have fun. That's what we're here for, man. Fun.
You guys seeing this? Oh, look at us on our shirts, man. Yeah, that's cool.
It's been 25 minutes. We've been live for like half an
I
hour.
didn't tell you to go live. You did something to do that.
All right, let's do this. Okay. I don't know.
Go on.
My Vader's not complete, so I feel like Saber should be on the belt.
Okay, let me clip them back on.
Yes, sir.
So, wait, the
So his blade faces up.
yes, but it's like a 90-degree
Your
parallel
phone's on
to
mute, right?
yes, parallel to Vader's codpiece, 45 inches to the left, and oh my god.
Come on.
I know.
Sorry, everybody. That's Zach's fault.
That was pretty funny. Actually. I don't know why that was so funny. Just a little dramatic.
All right, come on.
Angle the camera back just a little bit.
What does that say?
Oh, we have 2 people watching. Hey, hi to the listener watching.
Hey, who's that? What did your thing say?
Collecting.
No, your background sound is red.
Ah shit, I fucked it.
Oh my god.
It can't go further. It can't go further back. Like
That's fine.
Alright, that's fine.
What's up, everybody?
Whoever's listening. Oh, they left. Man, we fucked it up.
I did?
We had, yeah, you messed it up. We had 1 live listener.
How did I mess it up?
You're being so mean to me. They're like, I don't want to stand and watch it. Now we're going to get a lot of listeners. City, put the hair down. Alright, you guys ready?
Yep.
Everyone's got their show sheets.
mm-hmm.
3, 2. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Sorry, I was snapping to make sure we were still recording on the.
He was like, hey, get off your phone, pay attention.
That's the show sheet.
I guess so.
I was ready before the snaps.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to make sure because the waveform wasn't coming.
Is the intro gonna be the same intro, or is it just a bonus episode? Hey guys.
I think it's
I change it when we do the bonus.
Okay, cool. eventually we can start charging for bonus episodes. Go to patreon.com/collecting.
I made that joke and he was like, no.
That's what the sponsor's for. So you don't have to charge for that. I'll show you later. Okay. You guys ready?
Mhm.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
And I'm Jesse.
Welcome to this bonus episode of Collecting Weekly. It's a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about. Sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I had to finish the intro and then.
Oh.
and then-
I thought that was gonna be it.
Oh, that was good. That was.
It was almost the same thing.
Yeah. No. Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
And I'm Jesse.
Welcome to this week's bonus episode of Collecting Weekly. It's the weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
Nice. That was real smooth.
What? I thought you were gonna say something.
No.
Oh, I gotta do it again. I messed it up.
Why? That was perfect.
Because last time you interjected.
I was just gonna be like, yeah. That's all I was gonna say.
Oh, my friend is like, why are you falling asleep during the show?
Who's falling asleep?
Because I was rubbing my eyes.
Oh.
Oh man, that's funny.
This is pretty typical us guys.
All right. Fourth time's the charm.
BT.
So you're not gonna say anything then, right? Because
No.
the first time you wanted to jump in. so
I was just gonna be like, yeah, like excited.
Oh, okay. Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
And I'm Jesse. My voice cracked.
Oh.
My voice cracked.
That's all right.
My voice.
We all went through puberty.
I'm still going through it.
Oh man.
Oh.
All right, fifth time's the charm.
Hold on.
Oh my gosh. Six times the charm. It takes six.
Okay.
It's funny because this happens to us, and then we just go an hour without any mistakes for the most part.
Yeah,
We're trying to get them
I'll take
out of the way in the beginning.
I'll take it.
All right, let's.
Get the pre-show jitters out.
I actually had no jitters last episode. I was feeling pretty
No,
confident.
you definitely have jitters.
All right.
See, that's the kind of stuff I offer.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
And I'm Jesse.
Welcome to this week's bonus episode of Collecting Weekly. It's the weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting. It has been a day. Lots has happened. I convened with Dean and Jesse to talk about some big news that happened today. Huge news.
Absolutely.
I was actually completely unaware of it until I got here.
Yeah, well, you just wanted to hang out anyways. So my family is out of town for the weekend.
He's a
and
free man
I'm a free man.
for the first time in
His own house
And-
hotel.
4 years.
6 years. We have Jesse and I have been making content all day. It's been a good day. We've we've shot some cool videos that we'll talk about a little later. We've
Yeah. We shot some cool videos a few days ago too.
Which
talk
we'll
about it.
also talk about later.
We'll talk about it. And so the coolest thing happened, but before I get into it, we have a new webcam. I know last week it was a little janky.
Nice.
Hopefully this week it's a little bit better. I think if it still has issues, we might have to hardwire an Ethernet cable because we've eliminated the camera, and then I think the next thing would be the internet. But we have a new webcam, so hopefully it's a little crisper for those.
Nice
who are
and
watching.
crispy compared to the last week's.
I thought last week was fine.
It was fine, but some people were complaining.
Yeah, we're not PewDiePie guys.
Yeah,
No,
we're just
we don't
getting
have
started.
millions and millions.
But
Not yet.
big things happened today. We, and I mean we as in Jesse and I, got recognized in public for the first time.
Nice.
Local celebrities.
Pretty awesome. Yeah, the guy's like, yo, it's Collecting Weekly, local celebrities. And it was Bill, the owner of Gravity Damage, and it was really cool. Everyone in the store kind of looked, because like a lot of, like, we have a lot of, some people that are famous live in town, and
Right.
I think they thought like we were like someone really famous,
Actual, yeah.
and they're like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah,
Exactly. And so,
I don't recognize his potato face.
But like the store stuff, like everyone that was shopping was
yeah.
pretty much stopped and turned their heads and they were kind of like, what's going on? What's happening here?
Yeah.
Who are these?
Yeah, if the owner says they're celebrities, they're probably like,
Yeah, exactly. Because it's pretty high end shop. So, but it was really cool. Being recognized is. It was funny because when we walked in, Jesse, I was like, man, it'd be crazy. Like now that it's our first time together going to a shop and it happened, it was really, really neat.
We were literally like 12 steps from the door when you said that, and the second we walked in, it was just like, boom, it hit us, and we were like, oh my god. It wasn't like signatures or anything like that, but it was like really cool that like we got pointed out and been like, these dudes right here, and you were wearing your Collecting Weekly. I was wearing my hoodie on top, but you know, you're wearing your shirt that says Collecting Weekly, as you guys can
Oh
see.
yeah, we all have our shirts on. Look at
We got matching shirts.
lots of swagger. Yeah, it was awesome. So the first thing I wanted to talk about, I know we have big news, but Jesse is here, and I thought it would be fun for us to talk about the podcast, like the structure. And when Jesse joined the podcast, he had messaged me, and like 4 hours later we were recording. And I just wanted to pick your brain. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about from your side what you were expecting versus like when you got here, and
Right.
you know, we'll talk a little bit about how we prep the show, how we design the show.
You mean from going from listener to
Yeah,
member?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because now really you're a host. You're not really just a listener that comes on.
No, my name is like on Instagram.
Well,
thing.
it could be changed.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna hijack that thing.
You're still on probation.
Probation 90 days.
You're on the council, but we don't grant you the rank of master.
That was
So-
probably the coolest thing anyone's ever said.
There we go.
And oh man, so
Right.
let's hear about it.
So I started watching you guys because you do a lot of custom stuff on the YouTube and stuff like that. And then I saw you had a podcast, and but it actually goes back far enough where Manny hit me up on Instagram saying, "Hey man, I admin this Facebook group, 16 San Antonio, with my buddy. So shout out." And I was like, "Oh cool. I'm not like a Facebook guy. I'm on more on Instagram." But finally, a couple weeks later, I finally joined the group, and then I started posting quite a bit. And then I saw you guys had a podcast, and I listened to that, and I was like, I mean, these guys are having fun. They're like chatting. They're, you know, getting to talk about toys. And I know my wife is sick of hearing me, you know, talk about toys and all this stuff. I was like, I'm gonna email you. I'm gonna be like, hey Zach, if you need another voice for the podcast, let me join. And then I was super nervous. Like you sent me your deets and
Yeah,
stuff.
I remember.
I was so nervous. I didn't say anything to anyone. I mean, even now I still get a little jittery, and I mean, I did drink a Monster before coming here. My first 2 shows, so I was kind of jittery, and I was like stuttering a lot. And now I'm like more comfortable. But man, it looked like so much fun listening to you guys speak about all this stuff. And now that I'm here, it's like, dude, this is a blast.
Yeah.
It's a I mean, there's so much that goes behind it, but it's such a blast. You sit here with your friends, you get to joke about all this stuff, and yeah, I'm having so much fun. Like, and right now, it feels like that, like a fun thing. And I
Yeah.
like it.
So it is we do a one take podcast.
Right.
Occasionally there'll be a break for, you know, if a host needs to go to the restroom, or you know, we have some technical difficulties, or the stream goes down or whatever. But it is a one take podcast. Is that what you were expecting coming in to that? Because I know when you got here, it was you were kind of bombarded with a lot of information, because we told you like, okay, here's the rules of the podcast, here's the show sheet.
Yeah.
Familiarize yourself with it because we're recording in 10 minutes. You have to take in a lot.
It felt super like professional, because like from you hear the other end, it looks like, it just sounds like, okay, here's these 4 guys that are gonna meet up on a certain day, and then just gonna record about whatever happened or whatever they bought. But you're like, here you go. So this is what the show sheet looks like. We do one take, and I was like thinking about, all right, don't cuss too much. Stick to whatever you're talking about. Pronounce your words right. Like, don't cuss too much. And it was like very surreal. And I was like, and the whole time I was just thinking about like sitting there, and I was watching you guys talk, and I would forget like, hey, I can talk too. I'm part of this sort of thing for today.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And
when you're recording, yeah.
because I'm so used to listening to you guys talk that I forget I have my own voice, and I can interject and be like, hey, that is also cool.
Yeah.
And it's still hard to like, because I still do that. I'm like listening to you guys talk, and I'm like, oh man, yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, hey, so I can also speak.
I'm a host too. Like,
Yeah.
One of my favorite edits was when I edited Jesse into the Mark Wahlberg miracle poster. It's like the listener who became a co-host, and it's Jesse's face in the helmet.
Dude, that was so cool, man. I love that.
Yeah, but you've been a good addition to the show.
Oh, thank
I really
you.
appreciate having you. You bring a lot to the show, because at a point it was me and Manny and Dean, and we mentioned this. So this episode is going to be however long. but it's gonna be back-ended with an interview that we did earlier this morning with Damien, who shout out Damien, he made the shirts that we're wearing now.
Shout out, dude.
And I mentioned this on
Oh shit, he made these.
Yeah, so
Yeah, man.
I mentioned it on that podcast, but I'm mentioning it here. But you and Manny are very outgoing personality-wise. I'm pretty reserved, and it's nice now that Jesse's on the show because he's pretty reserved also. So it's like you guys are pretty crazy, but it's like not any of our personalities take over the show. It's like we're serious, and then like you guys bring in the silliness. And I think both work really well. We talked about it at the end of last week. We sat for about an hour just talking about the show. But there's definitely times where it's good to be funny, and it's like it kind of like maybe a dry segment, or if we're getting tired from a
because you
podcast.
definitely forget that it's okay to laugh.
Yeah,
But at the same time, I'm sorry. go ahead.
and I said this earlier in the podcast that you guys are like a nuclear fusion, where it's like if you guys just go, you guys will explode. So we need to kind of contain you guys because you have all this energy and all this.
Yeah, because we could go on for
Explosive.
20 minutes on a joke, but it's like, let's move forward and
Yeah.
maybe the people that don't know us as well. But no, it's neat because you came on, you'd had a good first show. I know you were nervous, but I know you really beat yourself up on it because the next day you're like, guys, you did horrible.
Yeah,
like,
I
you can
can
take
do
it down.
better. I was like,
Dude, you did pretty good.
I don't know, man, because I had like really high expectations, and then speaking is pretty hard because I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but my first language was technically Spanish, so I can't really pronounce stuff in. What? I'm sorry.
You said technically it was Spanish. What does that mean?
Well, so technically it was Spanish, so it was Spanish, right? And then I got made fun of in high school, in middle school, and elementary. So I forgot that to learn English. Now I suck at both. So I'm really shitty at both languages. So
I don't think so.
I don't know. I think so.
I never would
talk
have guessed.
Yeah, I think you talk fine. I mean, if anything, I get roasted more for the way I pronounce words than
Yeah,
anything.
he
So.
speaks English perfectly.
So yeah, so that's why I felt like I would be like, I was like, man, I gotta do better. These guys just sound so good, and I sound robotic, and I'm not natural.
I hate
And,
the way that sounds.
but that's everyone.
Whenever I'm listening back to an episode, I'm like, how's anybody stand listening to anything I have to say?
Yeah. So the way we do the show, we have a group chat, and we've mentioned this before, but essentially we come up with topics and we submit them, and as you submit them, you copy the old show sheet and add yours at the bottom. At the end of the week, Tuesday evening, we will get together, record. We'll look at the show sheet. We take out topics that either won't really fit in the time slot that we have, or that don't seem that interesting, or we expand ones that we think are really interesting. We reorder it, and then we pretty much print it, and then sit down and we grab drinks and we record. And it helps us. We can kind of keep on track as we're going, and I think it yields a pretty good show.
I think so too. I think it helps keep us on track, and you're not just kind of sitting there with dead air.
Yeah. So I know, Dean, you've been working on your Darth Vader this week.
Yeah.
And you've made some purchases, and you're looking to make some other purchases. Do you want to tell us what you got going on?
Yeah, well, you were nice enough to hook me up with a set of these belt holding hands, which is like so.
From the Sideshow Return Jedi V2.
Yeah, which is just like, it is Vader. Like the second you see it, you're just like, oh yeah. Because the Sideshow, because I started with, as a base figure, the Sideshow exclusive version 1 Return.
Yeah, so you just have they just call it the Sideshow Deluxe.
Sideshow Deluxe. And over the course of, I don't know, the last couple of years, we've swapped out a bunch of parts to it.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing I like to keep is the gloves. Just because I don't like Hot Toys for A New Hope gloves. I think they're trash. And then the Rogue One gloves are okay, except the stripes are facing the wrong way.
Uh-huh.
So I like to keep these gloves, but I've never found like a good like gripping hand or like a good fist. Like the fists that come with it are kind of soft, and with these new belt gripping hands, I'm like, damn, like I could really make a cool Vader. So I ordered the Hot Toys Empire Strikes Back shoulder armor, which looks fantastic because you have it on yours. And then we're working on my Kyoto mask, but I don't know if it's gonna work.
You're being real negative about it.
Well, just because my Vader is huge.
He's
like,
beefy, man. I like it.
he's
huge.
gigantic. If you can see it on the live show,
And it's funny.
mine
because-
is this one on a flat base. This one's Zach's on the Hot Toys base. So even with the base, mine's like just a hair taller.
Not only that, but like there's the distance too.
Oh, that's
Like
true.
they're not even side by side.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Vader is
True.
height is
scale.
true 1/6 scale.
Yeah.
Yours is like almost like 1/5.5 scale.
Yeah, if
Like,
he was like a 7.5 foot tall guy.
yeah.
But I don't know. It just looks cool on the shelf. Like he's
He has
so
that shelf presence.
big that the Kyoto mask is just like a hair small, and so it looks weird on my body. But I'm working on getting a new Vader, so that might not be a problem.
So with the new Vader, will you use the Kyoto helmet?
Probably.
Because the Kyoto's, because the one you're looking at getting is the Tarkin 2-pack Vader, which is a New Hope. So
Right.
you'd have the larger chin vet of ESB and Return of the Jedi with the New Hope, everything else.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it could work. I mean, and I think that combination, if you swap the gloves out, I think that's kind of his look like in Revenge of the Sith,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah.
But regardless of what you do, it's going to look great.
Yeah.
I mean, even if I were you, if you wanted to look better, you could just get a new body.
Yeah.
I think Toy Anxiety has it for pretty cheap.
Well, I was gonna say, shout out to Nick Miller on eBay.
Miller, 1987.
Yeah, I bought the shoulder armor from him, and then
You're also going to get a new cape.
yeah, I'm gonna get a new cape and tunic. That's what's on yours currently,
I
right?
have 2 sets of them. Actually, I have 2 sets and a third cape, but the third cape, I was testing some stuff and it kind of ruined it. But
Oh.
yeah. So E Ferrigno, I think it might be L Ferrigno or E Ferrigno 51 on eBay. If you search Darth Vader custom cape,
Yeah,
6,
that's the first thing.
yeah. He makes a really nice cape, and the material, I don't know if it's like the most accurate material, but I've never seen anything that drapes better.
No.
It looks incredible.
really good, like the way it drips at the back.
Yeah, the Rogue One, which up until this point I thought was the best.
Yeah, and then once you saw mine out of the shelf, you were like,
Damn, this is.
I hate how much you're spoiling me because that's the baseline of a Darth Vader figure. So whenever I buy a Hot Toy one, it's gonna be ruined because you've done so many adjustments and everything to it that I'm gonna get a stock one and be like, this is garbage. The helmet's too big. The shoulders, this is wrong. This is wrong.
Yeah.
And
And even if you don't do that, Zach will do it for you.
yeah, I believe that.
I don't ruin people's fun if they just post it. But if they post it or they look at mine and they say like, oh, yours is too short, or like, oh, your helmet looks weird, then I go in. But I let people enjoy their stuff unless they ask me like, hey, in your honest opinion, what do you think
A
of this
critique,
better?
right?
Then I will.
You'll take a deep breath and go, well.
that picture. Well, yeah, then I kind of will let them know what I think they can improve. I'm really glad that you're getting into Vader stuff because it's really fun, and you already got a good base with a lot of the parts you bought. I think you also finally got the jacket for yours. The
I haven't ordered it yet.
oh, but you're going to order it, right?
Well, I don't know. I just taped it down and it works really well.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the problem was the pegs on the hands.
Well, yeah, there was no pegs in there, but whenever I would articulate the elbow, it would pop out.
Yeah. So
Like,
maybe you
now
don't
that
have
I
to order.
taped it in there
Yeah.
and I'm articulating it, I don't see an issue. So, but it's only $10, so
Yeah, maybe it might be worth the purchase.
yeah.
So we also have some new videos that we're working. Speaking of Vader,
Yeah.
Jesse was kind enough to bring his really nice camera
My
setup.
camera.
Yeah, professional camera setup to my house. Like I said, it's Guy's Day, and I was
Not that
home alone
professional.
all day.
Super professional.
And we got some really good video. We shot video of my Vader with some different poses, some different head options, some different
Different
hand
lighting.
options, different lighting. And then for the custom corner for this Tuesday's episode, we also took some video of my Akbar, which is a really great little custom that was really easy to do. We'll talk about it on Tuesday's episode. And you guys shot a video. Do you want to tell us about it?
Yeah, so I've never been to Sydney's or Dean, sorry, your place. So I've never gone, and I've always wanted to go, and I heard about your massive collection. So when I walked in, I didn't know what to expect, and I was blown away, man. It's the perfect setup for a living room. I love it. You walk in and we were watching, I forget, like YouTube videos, and I kept like looking at his collection, and it was just beautiful. So I went over there for, we were on a mission. We shot a lot of Ecobase's customs. So,
Yeah.
So we did a lot of that. We also shot like an overview of your collection, all your collection of Star Wars and Marvel Legends and Hot Toys and stuff like that. And man, those videos are gonna come out really good, man.
Yeah.
They look nice and crispy. Your collection's pretty dope, man. It's pretty dope. I'm jealous, man.
Yeah, I just have like different shelves, like
You give like 60 tops.
like I have 5 detox. I don't think we got a video of the 5th one just because it's
No, I
it's
got
off in the corner.
some iPhone video of it, but
Yeah, it's because I have like a Mass Effect shelf, which I love Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Then my MCU shelf, then my Black Series shelf. And then just like on my bookcase, and then like it's just Star Wars everywhere else.
tons
Yeah.
of Star Wars, man. I was looking at your giant like ads and your Falcon. Man, it's so cool,
Yeah,
man.
the legacy scale. Whenever I buy a vehicle, I try to make sure it's a legacy scale, just because they're the best. So I have the AT-AT, the Millennium Falcon, both sliding ones, the TIE Fighter with the full scale wings, 2 Raider 5 X-wings, the ATSTs, I have 2 of those.
Man, you have so
And then
many.
just like army build, yeah. So, but my clones, my 3 3/4 inch clones, that's where it's at, dude.
For real.
I couldn't even guess how many I have.
There were like hundreds in one shelf. I know it wasn't because of the clones, but like one shelf was Boeing. But I know there was like books on there before, but it just
Right.
looks like because of that massive army
Yeah,
that can't contain that little shelf. Can't
yeah. I
contain
can't
it.
wait for this videos to go up. So
It's gonna be fun. man.
When do you think they're gonna go up?
So possibly this week. This week for sure.
cool.
Very cool.
YouTube.
Remember,
Collecting Weekly.
if you see the video and you like a clone commander for your collection, Echo Base Customs until the end of January 2019, 10% off your full clone custom order.
That's a good deal.
Hit them up and mention that you're a listener of Collecting Weekly, and they will give you that discount. Again, it's only until the end of January. So on the table, we have some costume book from Star Wars. Jesse, you want to show it to the camera?
Yes, I do.
Dean has seen it. Jesse took a look at it today for the first time. But if you're anyone that's serious about
I need to
cosplay
get it.
or serious about your original trilogy collecting, definitely take a look at the Star Wars costume book. You get on Amazon pretty cheap. I think I paid like $33 for that costume book, and the price on the back of the book says it's like supposed to be $100. So it's a really, really nice book. Really great costumes.
It's
And
valuable.
That's the best page right
what's
there.
crazy is a lot of the costumes in that book
Let's see.
were assembled for the first time since filming for that book.
Really?
Yeah, which is pretty incredible. Lots of good Vader references, lots of behind the scenes facts about the design and why they went with one design or the other. There's also a lot of cool concept art. So if you're thinking of making some customs and want to see some things that could have been for ideas, really, really neat stuff. Speaking of cosplay, Jesse, you do a lot of cosplay, and maybe you want to tell us a little bit about your one-to-one stuff and maybe how you put them together and where you source the parts for them.
So a lot of the parts that I get for one-to-one come from the RPF. So if you guys know anything about the RPF, you know about Adam Savage. If you know that, then that's where you should go to get the most accurate one-to-one props and things like that. So a lot of the stuff that I source, I get from the RPF. So one of the things that I got from there is this Blade Runner blaster. If you guys are listening, you can tune in and you can see it on Instagram, Collecting Weekly, or YouTube, Collecting Weekly. So you can see that K blaster, and I also got like a Stormy head right here. That the whole body's somewhere in the back right there, but you can see a little Stormy. It's unfinished. A lot of unfinished things I need to get together that we'll post on the YouTube channel. But I get
the Stormy is from Rogue One. For
Rogue-
those that
right
maybe can't tell from that. But
This is incredible.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
the book, right?
The book.
Yeah.
So I get everything from the RPF. If not, a lot of the stuff is 3D printed. A lot of stuff is like cast metal. It's just these guys, man. They spend a lot of research, and it's just a lot of what that book is what it is. It's like a lot of like photos from different angles, accurate sources. They like everything to be super precise and perfect. And that almost leads into my cosplay stuff. Because the Batman that I wanted to do in cosplay is the Batman from Batman versus Superman. There's a nightmare scene where his chest emblem has like 3 bullet holes, and I wanted that chest emblem, so I had to like get that source from some guy on Instagram and stuff like that. So like, there's a lot of nitpicking that went into my suit. My suit is like one of the best Batman suits out there.
Who made that suit?
Napiers on or Napiers, I don't know how to pronounce that.
What is like your total cost for the cosplay Batman that you have?
So
You don't mind me asking.
no, it's like public knowledge pretty much. It's like 2,000, around 2,000. So that the cowl, it's like me, or it's like you with your Vader, man. You put
No, that's not that much money.
no, but like you go like you
It's
find
close.
It is that much money.
nah, it's not. Yeah, you find
Almost it's close.
I
you
don't
find
ever want to search toy anxiety on my emails. I'm sorry, go ahead.
no man. I find the best cows, and there's some people that make pretty good cows, but there's a guy called Reeves Effects who makes one of the best bat cows, nice and thick. It's like almost super 100% accurate. And that's like 200 something bucks. Gauntlets for another 200, and it's all urethane rubber. Boots were made from some guy in the UK.
Mhm.
They're like 350, made of real leather, like my shoe size. The same thing with the suit was like, I think it was like 1,300 because you can get just the top texture for 500, or you can get the muscle suit for another 500, and then he charges you to assemble it and glue it down.
Yeah.
And it's all your measurements, man. So you just send him your measurements. He'll ship it out to you whenever he's done. And it's kind of like I would say like the way you customize your figures. Like that's how some cosplayers are. Like they want things to be super accurate, but then it's like your own. You give it some of your own inspiration, because I didn't shave for my Batman. Like I left my mustache and
Right. Yeah, I
and my
remember your
goatee.
cosplay photos.
I left it, and people were like, "Dude, that looks so cool," because my cape is super weathered. Like he's been through hell. That cape looks like he's been fighting in the mud. So I just put my own, and you put your own like pizzazz to it. Not everyone's gonna be, super accurate, and there's gonna be people that you'll see your cosplay and be like, well, that's not from the movie, and this and that, and those boots are too this and that. But you just do it, and you have fun, and people want to take pictures with you, and you feel like a celebrity because you are like dressed as like Batman. So everyone wants to take a picture with you. So it feels cool to be like someone like that,
The great thing is you are now a celebrity, a local celebrity.
So now, yeah. So outside of the Batsuit and inside the Batsuit, people are gonna be wanting to take my picture, I guess.
So, Jesse, I know I asked you this question at your house one time,
Right.
and I don't know if you're being serious, but I asked you if I could wear your Vader suit one day. Were you being
Yeah.
serious? And you said yes.
Yeah, man. If you wanna like take a 30 minutes to suit
You
up
mean
and
your bat suit?
Yeah, it's bat suit.
You said
Okay,
Vader.
so
You said Vader.
Yeah,
oh, I'm sorry, my
I
bat
was
suit.
like, are
I'm
you
sorry.
getting a Vader suit?
I'm sorry. I saw you looking at the book right now. And I saw the
Dude,
Vader.
I can't put this thing down.
dude, it's so
Um,
much fun.
This
So-
is
So
amazing.
Jesse, if we meet our yearly goal of the 10,000 that we talk about views of the podcast in a year,
Ooh.
maybe that could be like a cool little. We'll do a
That'd
video
be
where I'll
cool.
suit up, and
I gotta see your measurements, see if you squeeze in there, man.
I will try to lose
What are
weight.
these?
There you go.
They're like sleeves on the back of his.
We'll talk about that later. You got it.
So-
It explains it in the book.
So Dean's really into that costume.
That's super
book,
cool, man.
stuff.
Yeah.
It is, man. I spent like
You
30
need to
minutes
get
on
one, get
there.
one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think they talked about it in that on that page if you read it. But yeah, that would be a cool goal for
That
us.
would be cool.
That would be cool. Like 10,000 views. I'll dress up as if I could fit it as Batman,
It's better.
or if I can't, you guys can fat shame me.
Yeah, I'm gonna be fat shaming you.
Yeah, but that would be super fun.
Wouldn't be the first time. So Dean, you're getting into one-to-one stuff also? No?
Yeah. When Jesse was over, we started talking about Destiny because I love Destiny. I love the video game.
Mhm.
And he was telling me that he was gonna
Cosplay.
cosplay as a character from Destiny. He's like, "You've seen the commercial, right?" And I was like, "No." So we pulled the commercial, and I'm like, "Damn, this is cool."
The commercial for Destiny?
So it was like a
The
trailer.
Lion and the Wolf one?
It had the immigrant song on there. and it was like a live action.
It's cool.
Dude, it's super good.
It's a cool commercial.
So I was gonna.
It's like three friends like exploring the entire solar system.
Yeah.
And to the immigrant song.
We'll have to watch Oh yeah, that's the one from the launch.
Yeah, a long time ago. It's old. And I was like, man, I love Destiny. I'm surprised I've never seen these before. So we started
I'm
looking
surprised
at,
you, yeah.
then we started looking at a bunch of the videos, and he mentioned something about building a gun. Because I have a foam replica of Better Devils.
Mhm.
It's a hand cannon. And we started talking about working on one. And I was like, oh, there's a kit of this gun in the game. It's called Rat King.
Mhm.
And it's the pistol grip looks like a katana.
Mhm.
And then the gun is black and gold.
Uh-huh.
But the top of the receiver that slides back when you shoot the gun, it's a bunch of rats. And the rats are gold. And
that's pretty cool.
when everybody, so however many people have the gun in your party, you're 10% stronger. So if you're running a raid with 6 people and everybody has the Rat King,
60% stronger.
and you just melt people,
Yeah.
you could raids take, I don't know, like 4 or 5 hours, depending on like how good your team is.
Mhm.
You can probably get through raid in like half that time
Nice.
if everybody has a Rat King.
Nice.
So we're gonna build that.
So
Yeah,
where'd
so
you
there's
get
a-
it from?
I haven't ordered it yet. There's people on eBay that sell them like already made and painted.
Uh-huh.
So I'm thinking about just getting one of those. They're like $80, and then like tearing the paint down and re-weathering it.
Yeah, we just sand the paint down and then re-prime it and then just paint it ourselves.
Yeah, or actually find the kit. I think on Etsy they have them. If you just type in Destiny gun on Etsy, there's like,
Oh, there's millions.
dude.
There's foam. You can find resin, 3D printed. Like
Yeah.
you can go in a rabbit
My
hole.
favorite rifle is on there, the Origin Story,
Uh-huh.
and I really want to get one of those. It's like $200. But yeah, so I'm super excited to start that.
It's gonna be fun, man. We'll film it. You guys will see it.
Yeah, because there's a whole section on my wall that I want to just have Destiny guns.
Yeah.
So
That'd be cool. That'd be pretty cool.
hell yeah.
Yeah, I tried getting into Destiny twice, and I haven't played in a while.
Dude, if you got a PlayStation, we definitely get a Destiny because I'm in the Destiny and I'll help you out.
It looks fun. It looks fun. I can't. I'm
It's
really
a-
bad at gaming,
It
so I've
is
never
a
got into it.
grind, dude. It's annoying.
That's why I like WoW,
But-
because it was like.
So, I mean, it actually kind of goes into collecting because in the game, there's certain guns, and if you want them, you have to do
You have to grind for it.
grindy shit, dude. It took me like a whole week to get one gun.
I think
And it's
that in
like,
WoW
get like
for like a mount.
get 200 headshots, then you do that, and it's like, okay, get 8 or like 20 precision kills with like these 3 guns in Crucible, and you do that. It's like, okay, find like 18 music boxes, but to open a music box, you need 4
Jesus.
resonant stems, but each resonant stem you can only get by completing shit around the map.
Right.
Mhm.
So for 4 resonant stems, you need to do 4 different things.
Wow.
And then it's like, okay, then you unlock the music box, the location, and then you have to go find the music box. It doesn't tell you where it is.
No. of
It
course.
gives you a generic location, and then the closer you are to it with the key, your screen gets all fuzzy and like music starts playing, and that's how you know you're close to
Oh,
it.
nice.
Like, and then after that, it's like, okay, now you gotta run like this quest step with your friends,
Oh man.
and then it's like, okay, here's the gun. But like,
But
dude,
you
it's-
have to grind
it is so grindy, and that was just one gun. But it's like, if you want these guns, and you know, and I'm a
And the
collector,
perks, right?
and I'm like, dude, like I want to have as many exotic guns as I can, and I think right now I have like 20. But it's such a pain in the ass. But it's like,
But you get to show it off. You have it.
want to keep doing it.
That's how it is at WoW, man. Like you go in the town hall, and then everyone would just bust out all their awesome mounts. Like if you had the mammoth or like all these different dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I get
Do you
it.
play WoW currently?
No, man, I
Oh,
can't
okay.
get into it. I gave my laptop to my mom because
Oh,
I have my tablet now, and plus, like, I just don't have time for it. I have addictive personality, so I'll just sit there and just do that. So
Well, I got a PlayStation, I get Destiny.
I can't.
They're gonna announce Destiny 3 soon, so.
I couldn't care less. That does nothing for me.
Wow. You're a bad person. You
Yeah.
asked me about it.
I know because I'm curious, but I enjoy that you enjoy it. I myself don't
I like
care.
the characters and the guns. Like,
I
wanna
think
build
Destiny 3 has potential to be a good game because Bungie separated from
Activision.
That's
Hell yeah.
huge. Last thing I wanted to talk about, this is just a kind of an impromptu podcast, but this is the main reason why we are here. Jesse, it's your time for your segment. Let's hear what you're going to tell us.
So it's not really a like DC report, but so we read an article that said that news is it's the end of the DCU. So no more shared universe. I guess they're going to just focus on solo films that don't really interweave or intertwine. Go ahead.
Can you pull up the quote?
So there's a quote that says on here. Let me pull it up.
So while he's doing that, I'm also finally watching Wonder Woman for the first time.
It's a
Really good film so
It's
far.
cool.
I'm about a quarter through, but I kind of can see where things are going, and I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
Just the first we're like maybe 45 minutes in or 30 minutes in. blew
30
me away.
minutes.
Yeah, really solid.
Yeah, I
movie.
think it's the strongest DC movie.
Mhm.
Or I don't know now.
DCEU or DC period?
I guess DCEU.
I'll say like
Yeah, I
that.
would say you.
Dark
DCU.
Knight.
Oh, yeah, I'm not a fan of the Dark Knight trilogy.
Watchmen was really good too.
That was pretty good.
Is it DC?
Yeah.
Do you have
Yeah,
the,
really?
you have the quote pulled up?
Damn.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think Wonder Woman was the strongest DCEU movie. Aquaman's really good, but I feel like just in terms of like in reality, there's like I don't know, like the sets are more likely to be real than in Aquaman. So there's like less CG in Wonder Woman. I mean, I'm sure there's more than you think there is, but I don't know, like the whole scene with World War II, like it's a really cool sequence of the movie.
You know what I want to say about it is like the director Patty Jenkins, she decided to make a movie, and that's what separates of the other DC movies is those movies were about superheroes. No, she did a movie first that so happened to be about a superhero, and that's why it's so grounded. There's so much story, like you feel for these characters. They're fleshed out. Like each some of the side characters have personalities. You know, you can like
Like the group of guys.
the group of guys, like you know, so she set out to make a good movie that just so happened to be about a superhero, and that's what is so amazing about it. And then there's a we haven't seen the part yet, but there's a part that happens in that movie that every time that it happens, no matter when I saw it in theater or for the third time or now, when I see it at home, I get teary eyed. Like there's a scene, I don't want to spoil it just yet, but there's a scene that happens, and I'm just like, that's so cool. But I don't know, man. I think they're going in the right direction. I think what they're doing is smart, is focusing on their solo movies. So Wonder Woman will get a sequel. They're doing Joker that has nothing to do with the DCU. It's going to be its own story. I think they're also making perhaps a Flash movie. We don't know if it's going to be connected to Aquaman or Wonder Woman at this point. But I think they're...
Well, if they're not connected, then...
So I don't know, because it said Flash and they were suggesting somewhere around 2020.
Yeah.
So who knows if it's going to be part of it, if they're going to hint anything to it.
Dean, what are you looking at here on the book?
This is a New Hope Vader.
And tell us about it. It's awesome, right?
It's incredible.
Yeah, so
This page folds out and it lets you see the chest box and the belt boxes and like the electronics here.
yeah. So we found the quote. This has been going all over the toy group, so I don't know if this is officially confirmed, but I've seen it about 7 times today. It's, let's see, Justice League DCEU is dead. And this basically says that, let's see, they're like I said, they're stepping away from the shared universe and they're no longer going to follow the Marvel formula, which is building, multiple movies together. And I don't think it's a bad idea. This we could be getting trolled hardcore right now. But enough people that I know that are really big in this hobby have shared this today. So I think it's legitimate.
I think
The
it's
article
legit.
says it's posted today, so
I believe it, man, because they know that what they're trying to do is not working. So, and what is working is giving the director like creative control and being, hey, make a good movie, and they're delivering. Like James Wan delivered hugely. Like that movie made $1 billion.
yeah.
I don't know how much.
And like half the time it's any of the other movies.
Right, and then Wonder Woman. Like I don't know how much that one made, but that was such a good film. Like such a good film.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead, yeah, because you guys were destroying like all the movies or all the stories that I liked that they had in BVS. They had like the Death of Superman in there. They had the Dark Knight Returns in there. They had too much storylines that were clashing. I guess someone somewhere in there, one of their producers or whatever was like, hey, these stories are really big hits in the comic books. Let's mash them together.
Yeah.
Someone that doesn't know anything about comics and
Yeah. The article that we're talking about is also on Screen Rant, CBR, and Batman News. Having trouble finding like an official announcement, but it seems to be a legitimate article. So take it with a grain of salt if you would like, or we're trying to find the official statement, but I think it's still.
yeah, hit me up, you guys, at Instagram, Manhattan PhD, and just let me know what you guys think about that. Like, if that's something you are happy about, or like you guys don't
I
care.
think it's a good idea.
Yeah,
I think they tried to rush
Yeah,
they tried to catch up with
catch up.
Marvel.
they try to play catch up game, of course.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. We just wanted to get together and film a short little podcast. We were all off today, so it worked out pretty well. Like I mentioned earlier, this episode is going to be back-ended with an interview that we did with Damien today. So if you like this, if you enjoyed it, and you want to hear more, here is our interview with Damien.
Top.
Yeah. Oh, that was my stomach. That was good. That was fun.
This is fucking cool.
Dude, I was telling them, like, I was taking pictures of some of the Leia stuff. I was like, man, I'm looking forward for my suit to yellow out, because then it'll be accurate.
Wait, so read the Akbar thing. I think they were saying they tried to do like sleeves, but they didn't work, so they just like pinned them back for the shots.
Oh, I don't know what Akbar is.
All right, there, dude, the Death Gunner. That's my favorite.
Talking about, dude, the fucking Lando outfit is amazing.
You pulled it up and you were like this.
Yeah, I know. I was like, dude, focus.
Oh, nice.
I need that book. Coffee table book. I don't even have a coffee table when I want it. Well, we don't want a coffee table, so. I like this, man. This is really cool. This Akbar. And you said you glossed the eyes. You inserted different eyes.
Yeah. They used to
I wish you had it before. Do you have a before on this?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, if you look up Kenner Akbar, then you should be able to pull it up.
Is it like those ones that let me see. I'm just looking it up. Dude, I'm at 17% on my phone.
These are all the versions of the helmet.
What's that? That's what I
Oh, Boba, dude, there's like 6 of them, man. That's fucking ridiculous.
They're all.
Oh, so we're still live, you guys. What up? Should we end this?
Yeah, go ahead and do it. So thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy what you saw today.
A lot of craziness.
Yeah, go ahead and end. I don't know if I want to post that one. Wasn't a lot of interaction.